In this short video, we're going to talk about how to enter various expenses in QuickBooks Online. So I'm already logged in QuickBooks Online, and so first thing you want to do is click this plus sign. So this is where you enter expenses. So click first plus sign, and under here you will see under vendors you will see expense, check, bill, pay bills. So that's where you enter expenses. So let's explain the expense part first. So the expense part, if you have debit card, ATM transactions, or credit cards, so this is where you go and enter expenses. Check. So if you're writing manual check or printing online check, so this is where you go. And bill, this is the one you bought it from a supplier, and supplier gave you some terms and told you, well, you can pay within 30 days. So this is where you enter bill. So enter transaction right here. And once you enter here, then you owe that money to that supplier, that accounts payable. And then you come back here and then you pay bills. So bills, enter bills here and pay bills here. Okay, so those are the various ways to enter expenses in QuickBooks Online. Okay, so let's take the first step here, expense. Okay, so the screen looks like this, and it will tell you how much money you have in your bank account. Let's say the checking one. So this is what I have in this bank account here. So let's say you are writing, you use debit card to buy some stuff or make the payment. So let's take the basic steps here. So the first thing you want to do is select your pay. So choose pay. So select your pay. Now let's say in this case you went to Staples and bought some office supplies. So vendor is Staples. Vendor. So here vendor, customer, and employee. Vendor, customer, employee. So in this case, Staples is considered your vendor or supplier. Okay, and save this. All right, and in here with the payment method, let's say is the use MasterCard, debit card, MasterCard, and the money comes out from a checking account, let's say. And account details, so this is where you select your general ledger account. So if you drop down, you will see all your expense categories here. Let's just see if there is office supplies expense here. Okay, so in this case they have office expenses, office and general admin expenses, and then supplies. So let's select the one account here. We'll just select supplies account, and amount, let's say you pay $200. So let's put the reference here. Let's say you use a debit card. So the reference is debit card, and so that's all to it. And once you save it, what will happen is your bank balance will go down by $200, and it will show $200 as your expense to supplies account in your P&L. So your entry is debit supplies and credit your bank account. So bank account is always credit whenever you're reducing it. When you're adding money or depositing money, it's debit. So in this case, it's basically it's coming down, so it's $200 less, so it's credit cash bank account and debit your supplies. So let's save and close. Okay. So I'll go back again. If you click it here, you will see that entry here. See $200. The bank account went down, so it's already recorded. Okay, so that's the expense part. Let's go back here and click again. Alright, let's say this time you use your company credit card, and in this case I have already opened credit card here. Let's say you got another credit card. Let's say this is the underneath credit card right? Account type is credit card, not the bank type. See, bank credit card, so you have to select the credit card because this is your liability account. You owe this money to some credit card company. So let's say that in this case this is Wells Fargo. Save it. Okay, so now you have a Wells Fargo credit card. See, you just open this, so there's no balance left. You just got this new card. And let's say you bought some old office supplies, some staples. And so we're in here, and supplies again. And let's say this time you bought it for $350. Okay, in reference you can put credit right there, or if they give you some reference invoice number, you can put it in here. So $350. So let's save this one. So in this case, credit card is your liability. You owe the money just like a loan. So you owe money to this credit card company. And still, supplies is your expense. So expense is the debit side. On the credit side is your Wells Fargo credit card. That's your liability account. Well, let's save this one, see what happens. Okay. So click the clock here, and you'll see the recent transaction. Click here. Now you can see here it says balance is $350. So you owe $350 to credit card company now. Alright. Okay, let's go to another one. Now the second step is the check. So let's say you wrote manual check, and let's say you hired some contractor, and let's say the contractor's name is Jimmy Smith. It's a vendor, not employee. Vendor, not customer. The vendor. Save it. And the account you want to use, let's say any account. Let's say this has to do with the I'll just click this commissions thing. So you hire someone to sell some products, and they help you sell some products, so it's a commission expense. Let's say you pay $500 to Jimmy Smith, and the check number, let's say it's whatever it is, a 501. So let's click 501 here. Okay, so you can click print letter, or if you're writing manual check, you don't have to print it. But if you are printing a computer check, then you have to click here, right here, print letter, or print it right now. See, print check right here. So if you just want to print check, you can print check, computer check. You can buy that from Costco. It's a lot cheaper than buying from just into QuickBooks place, or from your bank. So you can go to Costco and buy computer check. It'll print your computer check. So anyway, let's say it's a $500 check, and the check number is 501, and just save this, and that's it. So go back and see what happens again. So with this, say the $500 check, and as you can see here, the balance went down too by $500. Okay, so now we went through expense. This one is for ATM, wire transfer, debit card, credit card. that type of transactions. And if you're writing check, manual or print check, this is where you go. Okay. Now the next one is bill. So as I said, the bill, you just you buy some supplies, and supplier thought you are well worth it, and they give you some terms. You can pay it in 30 days or 15 days or sooner. All right, let's just say we buy some uh, from supplies from, let's say California supplier. That's just the name of the vendor I'm getting. So supplier, and it's a name vendor. So this is all for vendor. So save it. Okay. And in here, they give you terms. They give you 30 days terms, 15 days. Let's need 30. So you enter the bill here. You got it today, and the due date is 2/24. So give you 30 days to pay it. And let's say they also give you bill invoice, and the bill number is 5456. So you enter 456. That's the invoice number from your vendor or supplier. Let's say the count is you bought some supplies, job material. We'll say you bought some materials, and let's say this is 1,200 bucks. Okay. So you bought $1,200 worth of some materials from California supplier, and you are entering the bill at this moment. You're not paying it, you're just entering it. So when you enter it, it's basically job material is your debit side, and the credit is your accounts payable to the supplier, not the bank, because you haven't paid it. All right, save and close. So if you go to the vendors here, here's the menu, blue navigation bar here. So if you click vendors, you will see this California supplier, and it's open bill, and you owe them $1,200. All right. So you go back to this again whenever you're ready to pay. Click the plus sign. Now you're ready to pay that bill. Let's say you're ready to pay it now. All right. So it's a pay bills, and right now it says no bill to pay because it's not due yet. So let's just say vendor. So the payment date is not due yet. Let's just say this is for next month. So right now it's not. Right here, you can just make the payment. Right here, make payment. Okay, it comes out, and let's say you want to write a check, checking account, and expense date was 125, and you can pay today, or after due date is 2/24, so you can pay it later. So let's say you want to pay it now. So it's already there, and so you just click save and close, and or print check. So if you're writing manual check, it's save and close, or if you're printing check, then you just click here. So save and close, that's it. So as you can see here, now there's no balance left here. And if you go to your recent transactions, you will see bill payment related to this one, and check, all the recent transactions in here. So that's the basic stuff we went through: expense, check, bill, pay bills. And these two, basically, if you bought something from your vendor and you return it and you want to show credit in vendor's account. Let's say we bought this California supplier $1,200 worth of stuff and it's returning it. So material, same account that we originally used. Let's say you're returning for $100 worth of stuff, reference number. But you can they may give you a new number or you can use the same number right there and save and close. The moment you click this one, it'll show they owe you $100 because you returned something you bought from that vendor. Okay, so save and close. So if you go to vendors, you'll see like $100 negative in here. So they owe you some money there. Okay. So the credit card credit. So one time you use this screen is you use a credit card and let's say this one $200 Staples you bought and you return some supplies back to Staples. So in your statement you will see credit issued to you by Staples. So just go in here and credit the same account you originally used. So in this case we use supplies and let's say you return 25 bucks. So like that. So you originally bought for $200 and you return $25, so you still owe them $175. So you can click this. So in your credit card, you will see your $175 now. That's why we want $350. $175. That's the balance now. Okay, so we went through this basic stuff: expense, check, bill, pay bills, purchase orders. It's one more step if you want to issue purchase order to your vendor in order to buy supplies or inventory. So this is where you go. Click purchase order. You just fill out, select the vendor, and buy inventories right here. Okay. So so that's the basic step we went through, and let's take another step. Okay, right now this is how the screen looks. And let's say you want to bill expense back to your customer. You're a contractor or a consultant. You have certain expenses, and you want to bill back to your client. Okay. So right now there's nothing in here, you know. Okay. And so what you need to do is you need to go to this company gear and go to company setting. All right, and so you go to vendors and purchases, and right here it will say expense and product services tracking by customer. Click that one and use billable expenses and products and services, those two. Expense under vendors and purchases, right here, vendors and purchases. Check expenses and product services tracked by customer, use billable expenses and products and services. So save this. Alright, so go home again, and let's click this plus sign again. Let's see what happens in here. Let's click expense. See, now as you can see here, we added two new columns. One is billable and the other one is customer. Alright, so the way this one works is, let's say this, use the debit card to buy something. Alright, so let's say the Bob Smith. Let's say this one is for you did some job, and let's say this is purchases, bought some purchases, and you want to bill your customer. Say the amount is $1,000, and you want to bill your customer. Go select the customer here. It says Simon Company. Let's say a new one. Add a new one, and let's say new company. Okay, so you bought some supply purchases, and you're billing back to your customer, your company, with your customer. And if you're not billing back, if you're just buying this for a company, for this company, you have some job and you just bought this for this customer, and you're not billing it, then you just save it. It's job related, but you're not billing this $1,000 back to your customer. So in that case, you just save as it is and don't click the billable section here. But on the other hand, if you're billing this $1,000 back to your customer or client, you just click in here, billable. Let's say this is billable. Right here, you just click it. And if it's not billable, but it's the customer related expense, then you just select the company, customer's name here. Alright, and let's say your customer is Google. Google right here, and you're billing it to Google. Billable, check in here. And if it's not billable, just uncheck here. Billable, check here, right here. That's it. So save this. So now, as you can see here, the second, we made some progress here. It used to be just amount, no billable, no customer, nothing here. But now we added billable and customer. So we're making some progress here. So now to take the next step, let's say you have a business and you want to do some tracking. You sell products, you sell warranty services, and you want to track how you're doing by class. You want to find out how is your product doing, how is your warranty service business doing, how is your installation doing. So now we're going to create a class in here. We're going to add class in here. The purpose of class is to track P&L by class or by job. Alright, so go back to the this gear again, and we're going to track class here. As you can see, here is a class. Let's check this one, class and class warning. So the class warning is basically if you don't assign class, we'll give you a warning. Hey, you haven't assigned class warning, but you enter expense and income. So save this one. let's go back to this vendors again. So let's say this time you want to enter uh, bill. Okay, as you can see here, there's one more column here. So this class used to be just amount. We added billable and customer, and now we added class. All right. So let's just say we're buying from the same California supplier, job materials, and let's say this is $5,000 worth of, and the customer is, let's say it's Google, and we're going to bill it, and the class, let's say we have I have products and engineering here. You can add another one. Let's say the if you're doing installation, you can add installation. So you have to figure out how to track what do you want to call your class. So in this case, let's say you are selling a computer, installing products, you're doing installation. So you have these two, and you may also have a you may also say warranty. And we have service. So it depends upon what type of business you are in, and how do you want to track your expenses by class. So expenses, income. So when you invoice, you also have to select the same class. So service, let's say this has to do with the products. So you have a selection to make. This is all materials. It has to do with products, class, or service, or warranty. So let's say this is the product line. So select that one. And so you're selling some products to Google, and this 5,000 is billable or unbillable. Let's say you have a $100,000 contract, various expenses, and you don't need to bill this $5,000. You just bill uh, whatever you have contract amount with them. So let's just say $5,000. Save and close. Go back and see it's $5,000. Recent transaction. Oh, you forgot to write the bill number. Let's say 556. 5556. So you need to go back and enter the bill number. And they may even give you sales order number. So you can also add a sales order number here. So so right here, when you do the invoicing, not here. So save and close. All right, so go back here. As you can see here, this one is the vendor. This is the interbill one, and then account and details. By the way, if you are buying inventories and maintaining inventories, this is where you go. Let's say we bought some inventory, you're maintaining some inventories. Uh, let's say a new one here, add new. So if you're buying inventory, you select item details underneath this inventory here. So this is the amount, this is product A. So when you invoice, you also use the same item, product A item. So let's just say product A is your inventory name, and instead of using the account, which is a general ledger type, so you select item detail, and let's say you bought 100, and the class is the product one, let's say. Okay, so at this point when you buy inventory, you don't know the customer, who the customer is going to be, unless you're buying this whole thing for one customer. So let us say there's nothing we don't know we're going to sell to everybody. So you don't have to identify customer in here and don't do anything. So just need to put quantity in here, right here. So the quantity is 100, the rate is $100 a piece, so the amount is $10,000, and the class is products, and the bill number, the invoice number 585. That's the one you receive from your vendor's invoice. And let's say the terms is net 30. So give you due date 224 and save and close. Alright. So now we went through everything in here. So if you're just expensing it, so select the checking account or credit card account. So you'll be checking account for all the ATM, debit card, withdrawals, ATM transfer, wire transfer, whatever it is, EFT. So just use the banking account related to those withdrawals, transactions. Okay. So let's say you expanded your business and you open another office, and you want to track how much each of your offices is doing. So you go back to gear again. Okay, so the company, come down here, say the location tracking. So click this one, the location tracking, and save this. Okay, you go home, click this, click expense. See, now you see location in here. So whenever you enter expenses, either paying by checking or by credit card or on terms, now you need to assign location. So right now I have LA and New York, and if you want another one, let's say you want let's say you want Houston. Right here. So now you have to figure out, whenever you buy something, you need to figure out the location. That you're buying this for Houston or LA or New York. So tell you have either three separate offices or three separate locations for your business. Okay, so let's say you bought some supplies again. You went back in here and enter bill. It's the same thing, location here. You went back and let's say you bought some inventories from LA supplier, and you bought this for you bought this inventory for, let's say, Houston. This is the one you just newly opened it, so you bought some inventory from this guy. So you don't need the job materials, you can just delete this one. So let's say this is the inventory item, and class is the products one, and let's say the Houston office did this, the warranty works for you. So you say warranty in here, class is different, it's the Houston location, and they do warranty works. So let's say this one is 200, price is 100, and you say you bought 200. Save and close. Go back to receipt transaction. See right here, $220,000, and at this point you don't know the customer. You'll be selling this to a bunch of customers, so it's not a job type. So it's right here, bill number, location, and then amount, and you have a class assigned to it. So basically, I think we covered how to record expenses, all these things. And the purchase order, it's also the same thing. If you're buying, if you're issuing purchase order, you just have to issue right down here, and it will say you bought some products right here, and you can issue purchase order. And once you have purchase order, when you enter the bill, it will ask you, do you want to use this one? Let's just say this one. Let's say you're buying another one for Houston office. Let's say this is 200 units, and let's say you got a good deal on this one. The rate is $60. So you just issue this, save and close. So the class is the warranty one. So save and close. So now when you receive this item, go to enter to bill, select the LA supplier. See, it will give you, do you want to, there's a purchase order outstanding, you want to add to it. Let's say you want to add to it. Right here, see? It picks up from the previous one too, so you got to delete this one or that one. So you got to go back and do it again. Right here, 1,000. So we want to pick up this one. This one just picked up from the last transaction, so we're going to clear that one and then add this one. So put the bill number, and this is for Houston office, already assigned, and this is for the warranty class. And just save and close. Alright. So I think we covered everything under vendors, how to enter expenses, and that's about it. Thanks for watching.